So, what is underdog syndrome? Well, I don't even know if it's a term, but it came to me during a meditation that I just did today. And I had a lovely conversation with a woman yesterday just about, family patterns and addiction or alcoholism. And I know that might not sound very uplifting to you, but these are just conversations that I have with people. And I'm grateful to be in that space. So after that conversation, and just as the day ended yesterday, it just kind of brought up this term underdog. And mainly underdogs are used and defined in sporting events. But I feel like it can be used in day-to-day life as to how you label someone, how you choose to interact with someone. More than likely, it's a parent and a child type scenario. And it's fostered in childhood because these children have been labeled as underdogs and as not being able to achieve whatever it is that they need to achieve, what we think they need to achieve, something like that. They could have been labeled by another caregiver, a teacher, someone at a church, a coach. Once that label is there, it creates this syndrome, and it can get passed down if we're not aware of it. Okay, so if you are a parent or someone that works with children who labels children without even being aware as underdogs, I want you to just take a moment and reflect on that, because it's going to affect how you interact with these children and as they progress into adulthood. You're going to try to protect them. You're going to try to fix them. And once a child is labeled an underdog, or even feels as though someone is treating them as someone who's not like everybody else, that's achieving all of these things, that's getting all these awards in elementary and middle school, that's getting the MVP awards, and I think those are just fine. Once they're seen, or they feel as though they're less than, or they're a loser, they just kind of stay there, especially if someone in the caregiver role or someone of importance to them protects them. And when they move into adulthood, they're just an underdog, and they just believe they're an underdog. And then some of them fail to be a contributing member to society, or to, go out and get a job, or to stop abusing drugs, or to stop being a victim. Like, this is just a very interesting topic. So if you are someone who is protecting or fixing a quote unquote underdog that you have labeled, possibly even, I want you to look at that. And I want you to look and see if that is beneficial for you and your life, because more than likely a lot of your life is encompassed by protecting this person because they are less than, because they are an underdog. And so that could be taking up a lot of your time and energy without you even realizing it. You could be feeling depressed or anxious or stressed or overwhelmed a lot of the time because you're constantly in the background worried about what others are going to think or say to this person, and how you're going to have to defend them and protect them and to make them feel better so that you feel better. And if you are and believe, let's just say if you believe, not are, if you believe that you're an underdog because you've been labeled that, I'm here to tell you good news. It's not true. It's a sentence in your brain that you have thought a lot. And that's why you believe that you are. And that's why you engage in behaviors that you do that are hurtful to you and to other people. You are not an underdog. You are just a dog like everyone else. You can choose to not believe that you're an underdog right now by simply saying, I'm no longer an underdog and I don't need to be protected. I don't need to be fixed by anyone. If I don't want to feel like a loser or that I'm not receiving attention, ask yourself, what can I do differently? And you will find your answer. It's not overnight. If you have carried this belief for decades, it's going to take you time to unravel this and to rid this belief from your life. So that's where a coach is very helpful for you to, first of all, gain that awareness, and then to also form steps each day to get rid of that belief, any belief that you might have. So that's some tips that I have for you on the underdog syndrome. And if you don't want to pass it down anymore, look at what you're doing as a parent. Look at your own children and their behaviors. Just look at it. There's no judgment. Don't need to overanalyze it. Just look. Just take a look at it. Put it under the magnifying glass. And ask yourself if you want to continue to have the underdog syndrome affect generations of your family. All right. I'm always here for questions. You can find me at moveforthcoaching.com. You can comment below here. And I hope that this was helpful. Take care.